The US and South Korean military launched 8 missiles into the sea on Monday in response to an earlier demonstration by North Korea. U.S. Forces Korea confirmed in a statement that an American missile and 7 South Korean missiles were launched into the East Sea, also known as the Sea of Japan, following appropriate air and sea security notifications. The missile fire came a day after the South Korean military found the North had fired 8 short-range missiles from 4 different locations across the country over the course of 35 minutes. This was North Korea's 18th round of missile tests so far this year. U.S. and South Korean officials are increasingly concerned that the North is preparing to conduct a nuclear test, the first since 2017. In May, President Biden and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol pledged that the two countries would consider expanding military exercises to deter Pyongyang's nuclear threat. 2 weeks later, the two nations held joint military exercises involving a U.S. aircraft carrier. The exercises, held Thursday through Saturday, included air defense and sea intercept operations in international waters off the Japanese island of Okinawa. The exercise has solidified the two countries' resolve to respond vigorously to any North Korean provocations, while demonstrating U.S. commitment to comprehensive deterrence, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement. During a speech marking South Korea's Memorial Day on Monday, Yoon said his government will seek basic and practical security capabilities to counter North Korea's growing nuclear and missile threats. North Korea's nuclear weapons and missile programs have grown to the point that they pose a threat not only to the Korean peninsula but also to Northeast Asia and world peace, Yoon said at the Seoul National Cemetery, saying his government would seriously respond to any kind of North Korean provocation. The Biden administration has repeatedly reiterated its pledge to defend South Korea should the North step up provocations or ultimately attack. On May 18, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin spoke with his South Korean counterpart, Lee Jong-sup, about the importance of close cooperation between the two nations. They shared the assessment that the situation inside and outside the region, including the Korean peninsula, is serious, the South Korean Defense Ministry said after the call. Monday's drills were not the first show of force between the U.S. and South Korea in response to North Korean missile launches. On May 25, the two nations conducted a similar live-fire exercise, which the South Korean military said involved a medium-trajectory ICBM and 2 short-range weapons. North Korea has yet to comment on its launches on Sunday.